All right, here we are with another sprint takeover, and this is a Dogfolk by Kajetan Writes, and we'll take a look at that now. We have a nice Dogfolk character here from Heroes Forge. Nice to see that. And we have a couple of different things here. So let's zoom in and take a look. Okay, Koira are a humanoid canine species from the continent of Effen. They are the youngest species in Ephenia. By most others, by most of the other species, they are called dogfolk because of their similarities to dogs. Anatomy. Dogfolk are a bipedal species with a pair of hands free to manipulate objects. They have long jaws, which also move their nose forward. All dogfolk have a tail. Genetics and reproduction. Dogfolk reproduce sexually and give birth to live young. Turn on the pen. Female dogfolk usually have a menstrual cycle once every 6 months. It means that the period of fertility is greatly limited. A dogfolk pregnancy lasts for about 3 to 4 months, and usually up to 3 children are born. Wow. Okay, so sticking with the litter concept with the dogfolk, I need to adjust my pen here. It just doesn't like. There we go. All right. Dietary needs and habits. Dogfolk are omnivores. Really? But prefer to eat meat. Culture of hunting are still very popular among Koira. In most cases, they hunt with bows or javelins, but they are also capable of hunting barehanded. When barehanded, comma, they kill the animal with their teeth. Okay, that's still pretty savage. I'm curious, though, that you're making the choice of making them omnivore. Well, okay, so here, if they are omnivore, do they have molars? Because omnivores need molars to grind down the plant material, where the canine teeth are very good for ripping and tearing of things. So yeah, like I mean, my dog will eat plants if we give it to him. But here's the question: There's do they have molars, or do they still only have canine teeth and they must eat their vegetation in a more refined manner? So, because yeah, dogs are definitely omnivores. They're they'll eat, they'll chew on everything. Regular dogs have molars too. Okay, I just guess I need to spend more time looking into my dog's mouth. Oh yeah, yeah. I would say dogs are more scavengers. Yeah. Okay. Social structure. Dogfolk are a social species and have a hierarchy. Usually, every group has a single leader who is the most important person in the group. Directly under the leader are their assistants and advisors. Under the assistants and advisors is the rest of their group. Family relations are also important in dogfolk groups. Families can strengthen their basic social structure or even override it. Okay. Um, I like this because it feels like it's a pack, but my question is, how does a person become the most important person in the group? Is it skill? Is it popularity? Is the explanation after single has a single leader redundant? Has a single leader. Usually every group has a single leader. it's not redundant if you add more information explaining why they're the most important person of the group. Now, we would, yes, as it stands now, it is slightly redundant. Be because of course the single leader is the most important person in the group. But the interesting question is why? Yes, as Dazzler Cat, it could be by combat. It okay, it's a pack alpha, but how does the alpha become alpha? Is it feats of strength? I don't know enough about pack dogs to really tell you that, but it seems that it kind of leans that way. And so um, every group has a single leader determined by physical strength and mental prowess. Okay, period. And then I'd probably be right. I would probably get rid of who's the most important person in the group because that's a given. Okay, geographic origin and distribution. Dogfolk live mainly in the southeast Effen, between the mountains and the Great Lakes. Their communities are also present in human cities, elven colonies, and gnome settlements. Koira are very intelligent. They have a very good memory, which allows them to perfectly memorize any place, picture, text, or anything else. Dogfolk can also understand what others want to say through body language and voice annotation, even if they don't know the languages. Interesting. Dogfolk have the same senses as other species, but their sense of smell is much more sensitive. Uh, much more sensitive, period. Because you do have, you need to try not to use the same word twice in a sentence, and also because you've mentioned here they have the same sense already. But their sense of smell is much more sensitive, and you can just end the sentence right there. All right, they have up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their noses. Most other species have about 6 million of these receptors. Okay, I was reading real dogs understand what humans want, but they don't know our language. So I thought it would make sense. Yes, I like that. I wish my dog understood what I want when I tell him to get off the counter and stop chewing our face masks. Okay. Sorry, he's a puppy. He's an 80-pound puppy. Okay. I was reading an article about there are things that you can cut out of the sentence. They have 300 million olfactory receptors, like in their noses. Well, that's kind of assumed. So do you need to explicitly say it's in their nose? I don't know. So that was just maybe something in fiction that they were talking about, is like the woman grabbed the door handle with her hand. Well, we know it was with her hand because you wouldn't need to say with your hand unless she grabbed the handle with her foot. I mean, that kind of thing. Of course, the olfactory receptors are in their nose. It would be more interesting and need to be explained if it was in their ears, for example. When you want someone found, hire a tracker. When you want someone found quickly, hire a dogfolk. I like that. I do. History. There are two things which the eyes of other there are two things which in the eye of other species define dogfolk. Okay, you have a parenthetical right there that needs to be set off with commas. Those are the rivalry of catfolk and the warrior orders. Koira have always had a rivalry with catfolk. According to catfolk, Koira took their territory when they appeared. Koira says it was empty land which their ancestors claimed, and catfolk want to take it from them. All right. Cats and dogs. That's a fun little trope to carry on there. Warrior orders are best known dog folks organization. Okay, warrior orders are the best known dog folk organizations in the world. They are military, political, and cultural organizations. Orders can serve Korean rulers or act as independent uh, polities. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by polities there. Okay. Um, I am logged in. I'm not logged in. I'm not even logged in. Polity. Learn to pronounce noun, plural noun. Oh, polities is a form or process of civil government or constitution. Oh, oh, okay, yeah. Thank you for grabbing that definition for us. That makes more sense. Okay, cool. A political, a social or political organization like a country. Okay, good stuff. Good foundation. If depending on the importance of the people that are in your world or how important dog folk are, if the dog, I think the dog folk here, as you've explained it, is sufficient for a background civilization or background species. We know enough about them. We know enough about their social structure. If the dog folk are more important, meaning you have stories told by the dog, told from the point of view of the dog folk, or your campaign will focus on traveling through dog folk territory, you may need some more information. But I think this is a foundationally sufficient information to get a sense of what dog folk are. About their um, anatomy, are all dog folks the same? Meaning, do you have dog breeds? Are they all wolves? Wolves? Are they all Labradors? Are they all? I mean, this one looks like a werewolf, but what kind do are there different species of of dogs? Hey, Bubbakus, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. So that would be that. I think that would be. I would want to know more about that. You have a great picture here, but yeah, no. Well, got to be careful with that. All humans are the same. I do not consider that. Um, I do not believe that skin color is a differentiating factor in making humans different. Okay, a Labrador is physically different. What? Yeah, okay, but just because you have more or less melatonin in your skin, I would not say that that makes you different. Um, we do have dwarves. We do have people who are rather gigantic. Basketball players for tall. Football players for girth. You know, stuff like that. So that would be interesting to know. But do you have different breeds of dogs defined, or are all of them basically wolves with maybe different colors of hair? That would be a cool thing to know. Because if you have a black dog, that would be cool. They would be better hunter trackers as opposed to a white dog who would be very easily spotted and difficult to rise in the ranks of the military unless you were in a tundra. So, all right, there we go. Hopefully that was some good information, and hope that you liked it. So let's end that sprint takeover.